Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Hickory, North Carolina, the Hickory Motor Speedway for the Superior Class Auto Racing Super Late Model Series Hickory Hoedown. 100 laps here around the Hickory Motor Speedway. Been here a long time, seen greats and legends of NASCAR, Hall of Famers alike. Tonight we're going to see the SCAR Super Late Series take on this historic facility. Close quarters action, awful narrow in the corners. Dive bombs or the bump and run is what it's going to take to get by. Practice just wrapping up, a few minutes left before we get into the qualifying session. Welcome everybody, I'm Steve Singer. This is HBR TV, again, the Superior Class Auto Racing Super Late Model Series. Welcome. Said practice just wrapping up here in Hickory. Right now, tops on the board, Cody Harger in the number 66 machine, Plasmine Technologies Toyota entry. Second quick, Colt Ansley, almost the exact same time. In fact, on my telemetry here, it shows the exact time at 13:86. On this tight little short track. Third quick, Will Hewitt. Fifth, correction, fourth is Bobby Hamilton Jr. And fifth is the 54 of Justin Napier. Keys to success here tonight's probably going to be qualifying, trying to get that track position, keep you up front, near the front at least. It's going to be, like I said, very difficult to pass here tonight. Going to take contact, a little push, a little bump, a little rub, or just dive bomb the entry to the corner, take that position away early and hope he doesn't come down and take the bottom lane away. As if so, you're likely both to end up in the wall. Clock strikes 0 on the practice session. The Hickory Hoedown qualifying about to get underway. See Alan DeFries rolling his machine upside down. Benefit of the sim. Just a quick reset and we're back to fresh cars. Let's see who hits the track first. Looks like it is Colt Ansley taking to the track first of everyone out here tonight. 10 cars out here in Hickory. Colt Ansley, Bobby Hamilton Jr., and Brian Rick are all on the track right now. We'll catch a lap from Colt here. Click them off fast, like I said, in that 17-second range. Lap 1 for Colt, a 13.9. Top on the board, Bobby Jr., his first lap, a 14 flat. 17 seconds. What am I talking about? 13 or 14 seconds around here. Bobby Jr. lap 2, 14.044. Did not improve, a little bit slower. Cody Harger lap 1 was a 13.89. Lap 2 a 13.95. Also did not improve, but right now top on the board, provisional pole. Justin Napier, 13.97. Quick lap for Justin. Another good-looking hateful chicken paint scheme for Justin Napier. Lap 2 for Justin in that 54. Also slower, 14.11. So it seems like lap 1 is going to be the quickest. Carson Conway, a 14.39. Ran a 22 in practice. Lap 2 actually quicker for Carson. Does lose it on exit, but gets the lap in at a 14.29. Good enough for 6th quick. That's going to put him about mid-pack with Thomas McMullen. Thomas's first lap of 14:19. Let's see if he can pick it up. Oh, 46 for the 02 Murder Creek Distillers entry. Will Hewitt out late. Crosses the stripe for his first lap. 13:89 goes to the top. Will Hewitt on pole and loses it off of turn 2, entry to 3. That's all he's going to need. He was the last one out. As long as that one counts, I think he's good to go. Number 33, Fiver Machine. Bruised and battered, completing his second lap of qualifying, but it doesn't matter. Lap 1 in the books at a 13:893 on the pole. Quick lap for the 33 of Will Hewitt. Couple of minutes still left in the session. As I said, they get around this short little track. 13 to 14 seconds. 2 laps goes away in a hurry. We might still be waiting on one more driver. I believe Vincent Short is a little bit late to the car. Trying to give everybody the benefit of the doubt, give them a little extra time to get to the facility, get in the race car, and get underway. Of course, he's going to have to start at the back of the pack if he does make it. Got about 1 minute left in the qualifying session. Typically 2-minute grid time. They may extend it to 5, not sure. So everybody just sit tight while we wait. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back in just a moment after a word from the Hateful Chicken. Welcome back, everyone, to Hickory Motor Speedway. Moments away from getting the green here. Shortly, we're going to take a pace lap or two for sure before we get underway. Before we get going, though, let's cover the official qualifying results. On the pole, in that number 33 Fiver Machine from Outcast Racing is Will Hewitt. Outside pole, quickest in practice, Cody Harger in the 66 Charger Racing Plasmine Technologies machine. Third, teammate to our pole sitter, Cole Ansley from Outcast Racing in the 86. Justin Napier, TCB Motorsports, the Hateful Chicken entry, the number 54, Justin Napier starts fourth. Fifth, also with the Hateful Chicken, is Bobby Hamilton Jr. Sixth is Alan DeFries. In the number 71 Smith & Wesson machine. Seventh, Thomas McMullen. In the 02 from TCB, Murder Creek Distillers on the hood of that machine. Carson Conway rolls off in the 8th position from Holler Boys Racing. Jeff Napier in the 40. I believe he's also sporting some Hateful Chicken colors. I'm not 100%. I gotta look. Haven't seen him out there just yet. Starting 10th, last but not least, rounding out the field is Brian Rick with Spartan Motorsports. Not sure if Vince has made it as of yet. Given some extra time to get him on the grid, but right now we are still waiting. Looks like Vince is in the garage area, just needs to get suited up and strapped into that number 15 machine. Vince Short will roll off last, as long as we don't have any issues getting him into the sim. Once again, Hickory Motor Speedway for tonight's Superior Class Auto Racing Super Late Model Series, the Hickory Hoedown. 100 laps here around this infamous short track. 66-degree temperatures outside. Beautiful night for a race. Only 0.34 miles, just over a quarter mile, maybe 3/8 mile, maybe not even quite that much. But they're going to be hauling the mail getting around here tonight. It's going to be fun to watch. If you haven't already, though, for those of you sitting at the Hateful Chicken, getting ready to tune in to watch tonight's action, make sure you grab some grub at the Hateful Chicken before we drop the green, maybe even a cold adult beverage. Still waiting for Vincent Short to hit the grid. No sign of the 15 entry just yet. Fortunately, it does not look like Vince is going to be able to make it in. Quite make the cutoff. So we'll roll off with 10 super late models here. Hickory Motor Speedway. Getting underway in just a moment here. Waiting for the pace car to roll off, and we can start the first of 2 pace laps. Once again, if you're joining us late, we'll go through the qualifying grid. On pole was Will Hewitt with Outcast Racing. Outside pole to 66, Cody Harger. Rolling off third, Colt Ansley in the 86. Justin Napier in the 54 is fourth. Bobby Hamilton Jr. rolls off in the fifth spot. Hateful Chicken number 16, Alan DeFries is the sixth starter in that number 71. Thomas McMullen, seventh in the 02. Carson Conway, eighth in the 82. Jeff Napier, short track king himself. That number 40 machine rolls off ninth, looking at the back of the pack here tonight. And last but not least, Brian Rick, the 01 Spartan Motorsports. It's actually a 12R, it looks like, but we'll get that corrected. Just about to go underway. Pace cars in, greens in the air, and Will Hewitt is off and running. Cody Harger on the outside lane. Colt Ansley to his inside, looking for second off turn 2. Already into turns 3 and 4. Colt Ansley has the second position. Again, tonight, it's going to be difficult to make any kind of moves unless you're willing to use the bumper, even on the fresh tires. We're running fixed setups here, so it's all based on talent and track position. As of now, Will Hewitt with the advantage. Teammate Colt Ansley, second spot. Cody Harger back in third, Bobby Jr. fourth, and we do have a caution. It looks like, well, it says Will Hewitt crashed, but that's not the case. Carson Conway, looks like we've got trouble for the number 72, or 82 for that matter. Let's take a look at the Hateful Chicken instant replay. Now it is the 72. Carson runs the 82 in the Cup Series. A little bit of damage already to the right front of that machine. Gets it in a little deep, loose on entry. Gets her sideways and spins it off 3 and 4. Doesn't make real contact with anything, but enough to bring out the yellow. 5 laps in here at the Hickory Hoedown. In the chat, guys, chime in, say hello, check in. We got Terry saying hello. Let's go OCR and Colt. We got Belinda, of course, cheering on Bobby. Lights are off on the iRacing pace car. Green flag back out in the air. Will Hewitt with a good jump over teammate Colt Ansley. Bobby Hamilton Jr. third on the outside. Down low is Cody Harger with Justin Napier in fifth behind. Laps click off in a hurry. Will Hewitt down through turns 3 and 4. Still leads off turn 4 at the line. Can't even really call this a straightaway. I mean, they really straighten the wheel up for maybe half a second before they're back into it, trying to get that car to turn down in. Will Hewitt still out front. Teammate Colt Ansley running that apron just a little bit. Left side tires on the flat through turns 1 and 2. getting below the yellow line just a bit through 3 and 4 as well. A different line from the 33. I'm not sure if it's really paying off. So far, the best lap of the night during the race is Will Hewitt at 13.98, and Justin Napier actually with the same. Justin running back in the 4th spot. Justin now putting some pressure on the 66 of Cody Harger for that 3rd position. Justin had a good 1 and 2, good drive off of turn 4. Will Hewitt maintaining that gap back to teammate Colt Ansley. Not a huge gap. Talking maybe 5/10 at best. Now Colt getting some pressure from Cody Harger. A little contact off turn 4. Cody backs off. Lets the 86 gather things back up, but back on the charge, trying to track down the 86 once again. And we do have another yellow, and I believe the 40 of Jeff Napier has crashed. I don't know if Eddie Rose is watching, but here comes the Hateful Chicken instant replay. See Jeff entering turn 1 just outside the 72 of Carson Conway. And yeah, definitely some contact there between the 72 and the 40. Let's back it up just a bit, see if we can get a better angle on it. Again, down into 1. Jeff Napier is at middle lane. Carson Conway, the high side of the low lane. Comes up just enough. Doesn't take a whole lot to spin a guy. Not at a place like Hickory. Round goes the 40 of Jeff Napier. Camera looking out the back window of Will Hewitt's machine, that 5er number 33. Looking back at Colt Ansley, you can see Bobby Hamilton Jr., Justin Napier, Thomas McMullen. Pace car lights are off. We'll be going green this time by. We'll ride with Will Hewitt. He's in the gas. At the line, green flag is out. Off turn 2 into turn number 3. You see how quick it happens. Pretty good gap back to second place, Cody Harger. And we got a spin. Bobby Hamilton Jr. loses it off turn 4. Not sure if he had some help. Tight quarters here in Hickory. Very well could have been the case. Yellow flag out. This is lap 27 of 100, just over a quarter distance. Let's take a look at Bobby Hamilton Jr. Close racing here off turn number 4. Cody Harger, Colt Ansley in front. Down low in the 16, Bobby Hamilton Jr. Justin Napier to the high side, Thomas McMullen in behind. And Thomas just gets in the gas before Bobby Hamilton Jr. gets right into him, turns him around. Poorly timed, Carson Conway turns the 71, and everybody involved here at the start-finish line. Big trouble for the 72. Well, let's try that again. That's all we can do. couple guys making the trek down pit lane for service, repairs. Probably not tires necessarily. I mean, maybe we're 29 laps in. Constantly turning left here at Hickory Motor Speedway. Like I said, you come off turn 2, you got a brief moment where you're going straight, but that's about it. Back into turn 3 you go. All right, Melinda, I think everybody's got a fast repair to work with. I didn't see a whole lot of damage to the 16. There is a bit. If you take a look, left side scraped up pretty good, but short tracks, arrow's not going to matter too much. There's Anna Garza. Let's go chickens. Green flag is out. Will Hewitt in the gas. Colt Ansley takes over that second spot, gets it back from Cody Harger. Bobby Jr. still in the 4th spot even after that incident. Didn't hit the pit lane, just going to ride it out. Will Hewitt getting some pressure from the 86 of Colt Ansley. Will's needing to defend, but you know what? So is the 86. And we do have yet another caution. Alan DeFries involved. Yellow flag is out. Lap 34 of 100. And let's see what happened to the 71. Alan DeFries, you've got the 02 a little loose underneath the 12 of Brian Rick. They get away with it. The 71 down below the 12. What happens here going into 1? Contact with the 12 at the start-finish line, and big contact going into 1. Alan DeFries getting driver's side into those tires. You see why they're put there, because that could have been awfully ugly without them there. Jeff Napier getting a lap back. You see him going around the pace car. I think that's going to put him back on the lead lap. Before we go back to green, and we want to thank the Hateful Chicken for helping us out and being a primary sponsor here in the Superior Class Auto Racing Super Late Model Series, as well as others within SCAR. Certainly appreciate their support. And those of you watching at the Hateful Chicken, please chime into the chat. If you're on your phone, say hello, who you're rooting for. Appreciate the support. And definitely, it's not an easy track when you're out by yourself, but you throw 10 guys even out there, and it's not any easier. Close quarters, it's not even a half mile. We're talking 0.34 miles. I don't think it's even 3/8 necessarily, but I was never very good at math. But yeah, less than half mile. Flat oval. It's not perfect, not symmetrical. It's very challenging. Not to mention the power these super late models have. It does not make for an easy, nice ride around here. Pace car hits pit lane, and Will Hewitt right in the gas right away. Good restart for the 33 machine. Though Colt Ansley does get a good entry into turn 1, right on the back bumper of the 33 through turns 3 and 4. Colt Ansley putting the pressure on still. He's going to need to get the job done here. I think the cautions may continue to keep coming out. Takes away that opportunity for passing. Yes, you have an opportunity at the restart, but if you don't get it done there, can't pass under yellow. We need green flag laps to see some racing here. So far, right now, lap 42, we've got it. Will Hewitt leads, Colt Ansley second, Cody Harger third, Justin Napier is fourth, fifth Thomas McMullen. Looking to the inside, Colt Ansley on the 33, nothing doing there. Will Hewitt does slip up the track off turn 4, but carries that momentum into turn number 1. We ride on board with Colt Ansley as he tries to make a pass for the lead on the 33 of Will Hewitt. Colt Ansley right on the back bumper of the number 33. Doesn't want to rough him up too bad. There are teammates. Right now the 33 and 86, the class of the field as we approach halfway. Next time by will be the 50 lap of 100 mark of tonight's Hickory Hoedown. Looking at the left rear, the Will Hewitt machine. Colt Ansley to his inside. Is he going to make the pass? Doesn't have him clear. Gets to his inside, still not clear off turn 4. Gets him to the line, makes the pass, and the caution comes out. Halfway break here at Hickory Motor Speedway. New leader Colt Ansley. Colt Ansley getting it done in just the right time, getting a nose out in front to clip that timing line. In this case, the start-finish line as the caution comes out, puts him in the lead. Don't go away. We'll be back in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back here at Hickory Motor Speedway. Just past halfway, pit stops complete. Appears we have some gamblers up towards the front right now. Jeff Napier, who was a lap down the previous caution, got that lap back. May have only taken fuel or just right sides. Looks like Brian Rick was the fastest in the pits with a 4-tire stop. I see 23.15 seconds. You're not looking at cup level pit stops here, but Jeff Napier was about a 13.8. So I can only imagine he took 2 tires on that stop to try and get the lead, get some points, get some track position. We'll have to see how that pays off here with lap 56 of 100. He's going to have to make those left sides last. Pace car down. Green flag in the air. Brian Rick does not get a good start. Jeff Napier off and running as the lead. His son Justin Napier in second, 54. Going to the inside, gets into the 40. Jeff tries to save it, but puts it around in front of traffic. Yellow is out, and the 72 late comes in and hits the 40. We'll have to go back and look at that for sure. Say blood's thicker than water, but you couldn't tell by watching this. Justin Napier diving it in deep on the 40 of Jeff Napier. Dear old dad didn't have a chance. Almost had it saved in turn 3, but it came around on him. In front of traffic, seemed that everybody missed him. Brian Rick down low and Carson Conway right in the middle, still in it. Just makes contact with the 40. It's going to make for an interesting supper time for sure. With all that madness, Justin Napier, the 44, of course, he caused that incident getting into the 40, so he's getting an end of line, an EOL penalty. That's going to move Colt Ansley and Will Hewitt, teammates, back up to that familiar position 1 and 2. Tell you, believe it or not, 39 laps to go. Pace car lights still on. Annette wants to see the nose of the 16. Kind of hard to tell from this camera. There we go. Nice and clean. Got the fast repair taken care of, it looks like. Fresh ride for the 16 of Bobby Jr. Green flag in the air. Colt Ansley in the gas. Will Hewitt scrapes the wall on the restart. Slides it up the track in turn 2. Gives the position to Bobby Hamilton Jr. down low. Move the 16 machine, the hateful chicken ride, that Ford Mustang up to the second spot. Colt Ansley running for his life. Colt is certainly confident in his abilities, but he's got a former NASCAR driver at his back bumper. Oh, but makes a mistake. Bobby Hamilton Jr. loses it off turn 2. Not sure if he made contact. Caution does not come out. No damage to the 16, gathers it back up, but now he's going to have to fight his way through 3 more cars to get back to that back bumper of Colt Ansley. We were just talking of the experience of Bobby Hamilton Jr., but even guys like him, they're not infallible. They can make mistakes. It happens. That talent that he has certainly allowed him to gather that machine back up and not get into the fence and keep going. He's got 32 laps to catch Colt Ansley and try to see what he can do with the 86. Back up front, though, still challenged. Cody Harger in the 66. Now he's putting the attack onto Colt Ansley. He wants to lead off turn number 4. No position to do it just yet. Anna Garza talking how unforgiving this track is. It certainly is. You got to be able to put the power down, and if you give it just a hair too much throttle, you see what happened to the 16 with Bobby Hamilton Jr. Rear end just wants to come around. But speaking of which, we've got another yellow. Not sure for what. Jeff Napier maybe. Yeah, Jeff Napier and Brian Rick involved in an incident here on lap 72. Take a look at it. The Hateful Chicken instant replay. See, Jeff Napier gets the left sides pretty low on the flat, down on the apron through 1 and 2. Gets away with it, but a little loose off, just like we saw with Bobby Hamilton Jr. Got in that throttle a little bit too early, little overcorrection, and then gets clipped or clips the 12R of Brian Rick. sending the 12 into the wall. See it in real time from the Brian Rick perspective. Loose Jeff Napier cuts across and right in the door. Shortens the day for Brian Rick. Lap 74 of 100 here in Hickory Motor Speedway. Let's see if anybody opts for tires. I don't know if they've got any sets left in pit lane. They might have only been given one, maybe two. Didn't catch that in the notes. Cole Ansley lined up on the bottom. Seems to be the preferred line around here tonight. Makes you wonder, is the 33 going to get aggressive? Try to move the 86 up out of the groove and make that pass for the lead. He's going to have to get around teammate Cole Ansley, but also the 66 of Cody Harger. Cody's going to want to try and drop down in front of that 33 if Cole Ansley gets enough of a gap between those two cars. If not, he's going to be stuck on the outside. Green's in the air. Colt's off and running. Good restart by the 66, but again, still that high side. Will Hewitt in second by a nose through turn 2. Down the straightaway into turn 3. It's Cole Ansley, Will Hewitt, and Cody Harger. Cody battling back on the outside. The high side coming in. Little contact with the outside wall from the 66. Tucks in behind Will Hewitt. Cole Ansley and Will Hewitt, seemingly the two dominant cars here tonight at Hickory Motor Speedway with 21 laps to go. Brakes not quite hot just yet. This is the left rear on the 86 of Colt Ansley. Haven't really had a lot of time to get a lot of heat into these brake assemblies, and we have another caution once again. 19 to go, and we have another incident with Jeff Napier. Let's take a look at it. I don't see Jeff here. There's Jeff. Jeff down the back straight, and a little contact from Thomas McMullen. It looks like Jeff maybe got out of it a little sooner than Thomas was expecting, and around goes Jeff Napier into turn 3 and 4. Seemed like a racing deal to me, but nevertheless, 40 car turned backwards, and I think Thomas McMullen has taken the opportunity to fix some of that damage. And go with tires, as well as the 71 of Alan DeFries. Justin Napier, same strategy. He's down and away, new right sides. Not sure if Alan took 4. Looks like no, just a little bit of damage repair. Brian Rick still in the pit lane, trying to get that damage repaired. Now we're looking at the left front of Colt Ansley's machine. Yes, it looks like that tire's going backwards. I assure you it is not. No real heat in that brake rotor assembly you're looking at. You also see the coil over. These guys get going. This brake rotor, if you get enough laps in, will get hot, will turn cherry red. Just from the friction alone, you'll see that coil over compress, decompress with the bumps and the weight shift of the car. Just haven't had a long enough green flag run to show you that tonight. But here's the camera anyway. Lights are off on the pace car. Cole Ansley continuing to dominate here tonight, and Justin Napier gets into the 40 once again. The Napier crowd. Justin and Jeff in trouble together here late at Hickory Motor Speedway. We've got another caution. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let's go back, take a look. Hateful Chicken instant replay once again. This looks like this was coming to green here. Let's speed it up a little. Yeah, replay backed us way up. I see Justin Napier in that black, yellow, red Hateful Chicken number 54, the 40 red, white, and blue machine. Jeff Napier to the outside. You see Cody Harger spins the tires on that restart, so that allowed Justin down low. Checks up, tries to stay off the 40 down the straightaway into turn 3. And just loses the rear through 4, trying to battle off turn 4 with the 40. Once again, they make contact and bring out the yellow. They got 10 laps to go here at Hickory. The 86 and 33 still the top two dominant machines here tonight. Tough track. Tough track, short track. Shorter tempers. Looks like we'll get the green here with 7 to go. Yeah, we're going to come to 8 to go right here. All things being equal, I expect the lights to turn off of the iRacing pace car. They do. Top 2, Cole Ansley, Will Hewitt. Bobby Hamilton Jr., Jeff Napier. Jeff Napier, Bobby Jr. Bobby's on the outside. So even through all that, Jeff manages to get back up into the 3rd spot. Pace car hits the pit lane. Green flag out. Cole Ansley with a good jump. Jeff drives it in deep into turn 1. Doesn't make any contact. Good move there by Jeff Napier in that 40. It's damaged, but it's still fast. Six laps to go here from Hickory in the Super Late Model Series. Cole Ansley continues to lead. 2nd, Will Hewitt. 3rd, Jeff Napier. 4th, Bobby Jr. 5th is Thomas McMullen. Bobby Hamilton Jr. has gotten around the 40 of Jeff Napier. Jeff has lost a couple of spots. Not sure what happened there, but Cole Ansley is leading still off of turn number 2. Will Hewitt right there, though. 2.5 laps to go. We're off turn number 4 at the flag stand. Now 2 to go. Got to make it back to that white flag. Cole Ansley, Will Hewitt, Bobby Hamilton Jr., top 3, white flag in the air. Cole Ansley's going to have to defend. Will Hewitt's going to have to use the bumper if he wants around. I don't think he's going to want to wreck the 86. He's right there through 3 and 4. Cole Ansley's going to win it. The Hickory Hoedown belongs to the number 86 machine, Rick Motek, entry of Colt Ansley. Second place, Will Hewitt. Third place goes to Bobby Hamilton Jr. Kept the car clean all night, but hits the wall in the burnout celebration. That's all right. Colt trying to back it up onto the checkerboard there for victory lane. He's got a little ways to go, but point made. Top three rolling up for the photo. All right. Well, again, Colt Ansley is your winner. We'll be right back with our top three for our interviews. Welcome back to Hickory Motor Speedway, the Super Late Model Series. The Superior Class Auto Racing Super Late Model Series is in the books. We're going to bring in Colt Ansley, talk about his victory. Colt Ansley, it's Steve Singer in the HBR TV booth. You got a copy?
10-4, I got you.
Well, you finally put this thing in victory lane. It was a hectic night from behind you. I mean, how was it from your perspective? It seemed pretty clean and green for most of the night. Not behind you, of course. We had quite a few yellows, but not involving yourself or Will Hewitt. Tell us about your evening.
All I can say is finally. This is like 3 seasons I've been trying to win a super late model race, and I've lost them in every way you can imagine. And, man, this place is a lot of fun. This is probably one of the most fun races I've ran. Even if Will would have got up underneath me and bumped me out of the way like he tried to do, and I finished second, I still would have said it was fun because, man, the end of the first stage, just working him the whole time, trying not to hit him. I bumped him a couple times, but just working him over, trying to get him to overdrive the entry a few times, and then you just got to stick your nose in there and hope for the best. And luckily we have enough respect for each other that we give room and don't always run each other over. And I appreciate the respect he gave me back. He hit me a few times harder than I hit him, but it was still just good, hard short track racing.
Well, we talked to some of the guys before the race and talking about strategies and what it was going to take to pull off the victory here tonight. And a lot of what everybody said was it's going to be, you're going to have to move a guy or you're going to have to dive bomb the guy. There's not going to be a pass on the outside here tonight. The low lane is king. It certainly seemed that way tonight. In watching Will trying to battle and get around you late in the run, yeah, he did make some contact, but even from our perspective, it did seem relatively passive, not wanting to wreck a teammate. take the car home in a second spot. You end up with the win. Congratulations. Did you think he was going to turn you? Did that enter your mind at all, or was it just like, no, I think he's going to let me run here and we'll finish this out 1-2?
No, I didn't think he was going to turn me. I know he was hitting me coming out of 4 on the last lap. He picked my rear tires up once, and I was able to get back in the gas and actually get the rear tires to reattach to the track, and I was able to pull away there. So that was about the hardest he hit me. He jacked me up pretty hard coming to the flag, but I mean, you're coming out of 4, you got to do what you got to do sometimes. So yeah, I mean, even if he'd have got me sideways or whatever, I still wouldn't have been upset. So it was good. Rick Matek Chevy was really fast tonight. Like it was tricky at times, but it was really fast. It's good to see again OCR leading the pack here in the super late or in the short track series. Man, I'm having a ball down here. I'm almost having more fun running this than I am Cup. So Fiverr, it was awesome to see them on the car, and I'm super excited for tomorrow night for a really special race for me. Hoping to have the same luck tomorrow night. Phoenix is a place I really like to run, so looking forward to that, and try to see you tomorrow night in Victory Lane.
Well, Colt, congratulations. Before we let you go, who helps you get this done here?
Just Rick Matek for being on the car, Fiverr, Outcast Racing, my family who's back home watching, everybody at the Hateful Chicken for watching. I hope y'all had fun tonight. It was a blast for me. And again, special shout out for tomorrow. We're racing for my friend Jackie Neal, who's suffering from cancer. So we're all pinking out tomorrow. And quick plug for all our sponsors. I'm going to have links posted on Outcast Racing's Facebook page, hopefully tonight or tomorrow. They'll be pinned at the top. Any purchases from Rick Motek or Fiverr using those links, any profit that Outcast Racing gets will be donated to Jackie Neal's cause. So all the profits for this week, at least, probably longer, but at least will be donated to that. So, and if you want to donate directly, I'll have a post for that too. So, sorry, I had to throw my shameless plugs in.
It's the benefits of winning a race, Colt. No worries whatsoever. An OCR 1-2. Congratulations. We'll see you tomorrow from Phoenix Raceway in the Cup Series. Tune in and see if you can help out a good cause. Congratulations, Colt. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
All right, next up, we're going to go to second place finisher, teammate to Colt Ansley, Will Hewitt. Let's pull him up here. Will Hewitt, it's Steve in the HBR TV broadcast booth. Do you got a copy?
What's up, dog?
Will Hewitt, you look strong early. You got shuffled back to that second spot, unfortunately behind your teammate, which great for an OCR 1-2, but not so great when you want to be aggressive and you want to make a pass for the win. What were your thoughts going into those final laps, trying to get around your teammate Colt Ansley?
Yeah, he was so that first half of the race when I was leading that whole time, I mean, as the leader, you just kill the rear tires, and by the end of the run, you just have no runoff. So, Colt was leading that whole run there at the end, and he had no runoff, and I was so close to getting alongside of him on the straightaway, but just couldn't get it done.
Well, again, the car looked awful strong early. I think you put it on pole, so a good lap in qualifying. I think you were last out. Had a little incident on your second lap, but you didn't need it because you locked in that pole speed on the first time around.
Yeah, I mean, it was, I put up that lap and I spun, and I was pretty angry because I didn't know the first lap was that good. And look at the leaderboard, and I'm first, so can't complain there.
Well, from watching everybody else, it almost seemed like the majority of the guys that went out, lap 2 was not quicker. So good for you laying down a fast lap, putting it on pole. Unfortunately, not a win tonight. Second place. Congratulations either way. Before we let you go, who helps you get this done?
Fiverr helps us get us. Yeah, Fiverr helps us get it done. And so does Snyder's Convenient Corner. So I gonna go get a win next week, I think, or maybe tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. We're gonna win tomorrow.
Will Hewitt also running the Cup race tomorrow from Phoenix Raceway. Be sure to tune in, see if OCR can pull off another 1-2, except maybe with the 33 out in front. We'll have to wait and see.
I'd
Good
like
luck
that
tomorrow.
for a change.
It's Will Hewitt, everybody. Second place finisher, OCR, here tonight, the Super Late Model Series from Hickory, North Carolina. Tune in tomorrow at Phoenix. Thanks, Will.
Thank you, sir.
Bobby Hamilton Jr., our third place finisher. Let's move him up. Bobby Hamilton Jr., Steve in the HBR booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, man.
Third place run for you tonight. Not what you're used to. I know you want to be top 2 at least, if not picking home checkered flags, but ran into some trouble here tonight. Couple of times got turned around and almost lost it. Amazing save on the backstretch off turn 2 while you were chasing down leader Colt Ansley. Tell us about that and your closing laps here at Hickory Speedway.
Yeah, if there's ever a place that needs to be filled up, made to a fish pond, it's this one. I mean, I've hated this place when I ran here for real. I hated this place when I traveled here, and it awful, awful place. I never could get a hold of this thing, and this is one that I was Xing off on the schedule when I seen it come out. I was like, oh man, but to come out here in the top 5, I'll take it. And I think I lost a points lead to Colt, but we'll get that back. There's a few places coming up really fast and. But yeah, compared to what I thought I was going to wind up, after the first incident, and the thing of it is, it's so close here. Everybody's on everybody's tail. All it takes is one slip from you, or the guy in front of you, and the guy behind you doesn't see it and runs you over. And it's just hard racing. It's hard to pass here. And 86 would have been hard to beat, but at the same time, at the last, I mean, we were about a tenth better than they were, but we had tires, so just ran out of time. But at the same time, they've got this late model stuff figured out. They're really fast every week, and congratulations to them. I mean, if anybody deserves it, Colt does. There's been 100 times he's leading and got wrecked or whatever, but we'll take this. We'll take this and run.
Proof positive, you run up in the top 3 long enough. Eventually, you're going to end up with a checkered flag in hand. A top 3 for you tonight, Bobby Jr. Congratulations. Before we let you slide here, who helps you get this done this season?
Just everybody in the league, everybody, you guys. It's one huge team with the sponsorship of Hateful Chicken and all those people. They really get into this, and just everybody involved with Hollow Boys TV and all you guys and all the racers. I mean, they're here every week supporting, and they're really hard racers, and they really give 100%, and you can see it on the TV. So thank all those guys.
How do you feel about tomorrow night in Phoenix Raceway in the Cup car?
I look forward to that. I think the 46 is going to be a missile. I really do. I think that's his type of racetrack. But I think it definitely a top 2 or 3 the way our practice times have been going, the way I'm hearing speeds. But it's going to be a different place. It's going to be way different than we're typically used to. It's going to be more drawed out, and you're going to be able to work with tires and have to save a little bit of tires because you'll burn the right rear off of it. And so I think it's going to be just a tick different what we're used to, and I think you'll see the faster guys prevail and get on out. And then I think the way the racing has been is the last place guy could be right up there with you the whole time because of the draft and everything else. I think you'll see who's really fast this season show up tomorrow.
Some insight and a bit of a preview from third place Bobby Hamilton Jr. Congratulations on a top 3 finish here tonight in Hickory. We look forward to watching the race tomorrow.
Thank you, buddy.
Third place Bobby Hamilton Jr. Didn't look good late in the running here at Hickory for Bobby, but he managed to get some repairs made with that quick repair, fresh set of tires, and he still brings it home in the 3rd spot. As he said, catching Will Hewitt and the 86 were going to be a completely different task. They certainly have things figured out here in these late models, these short track races. They're always up in the front. Tonight, the 86 Colt Ansley pulls down a win. Congratulations to the 86 Rick Motek entry. See what they can do tomorrow in the desert, Phoenix Raceway. Before we let everybody go, our finishing order for tonight: Colt Ansley, of course, your winner. 2nd place, OCR teammate Will Hewitt. 3rd place, we just spoke with Bobby Hamilton Jr. 4th, didn't see a ton of Thomas McMullen tonight. Quietly finishing in the top 5. Brings it home 4th. Justin Napier, after a couple of scuffles with dear old dad. Finishes in the 5th spot. Cody Harger finishes in the 6th position in that number 66 Plasmine Technologies Toyota. 7th was the 40 of Jeff Napier. 8th, Alan DeFries, that Smith & Wesson paint. Brian Rick brings it home in the 9th position after contact with Jeff Napier. Incidental contact. Jeff was having a bit of a moment out on the race course and collected Brian with him. Brian will be listed in the 9th spot. Last but not least, 45 laps down, Carson Conway. Carson was involved in a couple of crashes here tonight as well. Again, this place is tight. It's tiny. It's 0.34 miles around. Nowhere to hide, nowhere to run, really nowhere to pass. Got to make a move. This is like the epitome of short track racing here. We only had 10 guys out here tonight, and it was still exciting. Every single lap, there was contact, there was bumping, there was banging. And at the end of it, Cole Ansley, victorious with a clean car. Well, of course, until he hits the wall trying to do his burnout. But hey, after that, who cares? We'll fix it later. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. Again, a very special Superior Class Auto Racing Cup Series race at Phoenix Raceway. In support of Jackie Neal, a good friend of Cole Ansley's. Turn out and drove, see if you can help out. Every little bit helps. So, from Hickory Motor Speedway and HBR TV, I'm Steve Singer. Tune in tomorrow. You guys have a good night.